Good historical fiction is truly the best kind of read for you if you love being illuminated by a significant part of human history. New York Times bestsellers Orphan by Christina Klein is just the right book for that. The book was published in 2013 throughout total 40 countries, and was critically acclaimed for its heartwarming historical presentation. The plot of the book sets in motion in the Great Depression of the 1920s. When several orphan children were taken to the Midwest from overpopulated eastern cities to the rural areas to work for families who wanted them by the so-called orphan train. Molly and Vivian, two protagonists of the story, were one of those orphan children who struggled their way through life, pushed from home to home and encountered tragedies of painful pieces of history. If you are looking for more similar books like Orphan, here is the list of 7 heartwarming historical fiction books that you may find quite similar to Orphan. 1. Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate resembles Orphan in quite a few aspects. This is one of the books about orphanages that unfolds the notorious history of a scandalous Memphis-based adoption organization where the director kidnapped and sold poor children to wealthy families. The book was based on a true story and was published in 2016. 2. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna is primarily for readers who are curious about World War II events. It narrates real historical facts and actions taken place in France against Nazi territory. The characters and parts of their story are fictional. But the French resistance about women in the novel is inspired by real-life rebels of World War II. 3. The Light Between Oceans by M. L. Stedman. Set in the aftermath of World War I, The Light Between Oceans is one of the heart-wrenching historical fiction books to visualize the state of the lost families. The literary style of the book is as emotionally compelling as Orphan. 4. All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Another historical fiction, All the Light We Cannot See is set during World War II when France was occupied by German occupation. The story revolves around 2 protagonists, a blind French girl and a German orphan boy. They cross paths in a heartwarming way. The plot of the story will get you emotionally blown away. 5. The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. The Kitchen House is about a 7-year-old orphan who travels from Ireland to tobacco plantation. She works in the kitchen house as a slave, but eventually becomes attached to her adoptive family. Her loyalties are brought to question when she is to expose the worst and best of the family that sheltered her. 6. Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. The story of Lilac Girls is about the survivors and resistance of World War II. The plot states about 3 women, a Broadway actress, a Polish teenager, and a young doctor. The stories of these 3 women cross continents, and the book does a brilliant job connecting them together, as well as bringing justice to the forgotten heroes of the history. 7. The Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd. The Invention of Wings explores the horror of American history. Sarah Grimke grew up witnessing the brutality of the slavery system. Unable to accept the oppression, she and her sister are on a path to achieve their ambition of slavery and women's rights. The powerful novel depicts that one doesn't need actual wings in order to fly. If you read any books like Orphan, then feel free to comment below. We would love to know your opinion.